Okay, no introduction needed. We're doing a short mini review on the Absoulte Batman Annual. I didn't write a script for this at all. I didn't write any points because there's not really that much to talk about. 30 pages long. I could really cover it in just a couple of minutes. So really, let's start off with the big one, and that's it. This one was really, really controversial when it came out. Obviously, it has. I mean, with the political climate right now, there's a lot of like race issues. So Absoulte Batman immediately was just like, "Hey, look at this. We got some clan members he's fighting, or white supremacists he's fighting." I really don't see that as an issue. I don't know why that was an issue at all. It's a little bit strange. I think that's totally fine. However, I'm a little bit what I'm a little bit sad about to say is that the writer uses this as kind of like a shield of deflection from any other level of criticism, which really pisses me off because just because you're doing something good doesn't mean you're not subject to other criticisms. So, going forward, I'm going to say, yeah, I don't really care about the design where it has him fighting the white supremacists. I think that's totally fine. Like I said, comics and political before. There's nothing wrong with this. However, what I do say is kind of wrong is a little bit of the story. For the annual, they changed the story a bit. Change the story. They moved the writers to a different person. It's not the same writers for the actual run right now. For Absoulte Batman, but and they give to this. What I'm trying to say is the design's totally different. The art style is very, very different than the regular Absoulte Batman, which has its pros. The writer is obviously different too, so there's a lot more different stuff than you get. There's a lot less storytelling, a lot more action, which was the strong points of Absoulte Batman. So I commend them for that. That's a very, very cool thing to see. However, let's talk about the big thing that bugged me a lot, and I think Absoulte Batman, the annual, suffers mostly from like postmodernism, which I had to look up to make sure what I was saying was correct. And basically, postmodernism, it's kind of like a very nihilist, almost not really woke, but it's the nihilist point of view. And I won't say woke too, because that's a very catch-all political term. I'm just gonna say nihilist or postmodernist. Postmodernism means that really nothing matters. Values don't matter because there's no truth. And I hate that idea because, number one, our superheroes are supposed to be emblems and symbols of truth. I'm going to go into the story real quick. Spoiler warning ahead. Only 30 pages long. It's not that much really to spoil. But Batman, or Bruce Wayne, he goes into a different part of town. It's full of white supremacist racists that beating up on immigrant families until he gets really mad and just starts like beating up the white supremacists and stuff. Nothing really wrong with that. I think that's totally fine. I do think it's a little bit strange, though. At least if you compare the two volumes, it's kind of funny. Because, okay, so my issue with this is that Batman breaks his rules. He kills people in this one. And that was like, whoa, bro. Okay, that's a little bit much. And then that's the thing. He was like, oh, they deserve it because they're racist. And I'm like, yeah. But also, you never killed the Joker. You've never killed these other people at all in the story. You're like, that's my one rule, is that I don't kill people. And now you're going to break it? I just think it's a little bit strange. But whatever. Let's talk about this other thing, too, is that they present two ideas in the Absoulte Batman Annual, and there's the pacifist way of changing your environment, or like they're talking about racism, changing people around you, and there is the postmodernist version, which is that we need to kill and remove these people from our society. And I'm really, really disappointed that, first of all, Batman chose we need to kill these people, because I don't know, Batman, he just comes off as a very, very emotional person that's controlled by his emotions. Like in this, he does. And he's controlled by just what he feels instead of, I don't know, thinking about the consequences of his actions. You know what I mean? Of course, the villains in this one, they are murderers. So in a court of law, I see it's like, yeah, totally. I guess it's justified to use lethal force. But when you put up against Batman, who literally has done his best to never kill people, and now he crosses the line, I just think it's a very, very, very strange. And like I said too, I feel like people are just going to call me out and say I'm a racist because that's the wall that was built up in this writing, and it pisses me off a lot because everyone deserves criticism. I literally, last Absoulte Batman I covered, people called me a racist because I didn't like it. I've read Volume 2, and I'm sure I'm going to get hate for that one as well. But let me put it out there. Everyone needs to be criticized. Critiquing is good. It's not bad. Stuff to improve on. I think people need to just, take away what they can, improve on what they can. Establish that relationship with your audience. Unfortunately, I think there is a serious danger postmodernism is bringing to our society, and we, as a society, need to put a stop to it. I have faith, I have hope that eventually it's going to overturn, and we're going to go through some level of a renaissance with our culture, and return back to tradition. Not in the way, like I miss the good old days. I'm talking about the simple values that there are truth. There is truth in this world, and we need to defend it, right? If there's no truth in this world, what's the point of defending it? Like, that's what it felt like here. I'm like, Batman's just doing it because I'm like, oh, it's bad. I was like, according to what? You don't... It's like, it seems like you're just going off of what you feel and not what is right and what is wrong here. Whatever. It's not a terrible read. Like I said, it's cool. I just... in the story, like I said, I would side alongside the preacher who was trying to show Batman that there's a pacifist route to all of this, even if it means getting hurt in the process. We need to show people that we're the better man, and teach people through love and kindness, and not violence and the sword. That's pretty much it. I guess it's not very quick. It's 6 minutes long, but I'll shorten it down. That's okay. It's not that bad of a read. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Go for it if you want to read it. Pretty much it. Toad out.